Hello and welcome back to the Binding of Isaac. Most folks just call me Orange Joe, and last time we crushed it. We destroyed Isaac. By the way, don't mind that 0-0. We'll talk. But we destroyed it. The only thing that really held us back was us taking Mom's knife. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to try it again. And the reason I say again, we'll get into it, but we're going to try this guy. Judas? No, not Judas. Whatever he is. You know, this guy, this kid. What's his name? High damage, low HP. But the C today is a 6LJD, J4ZR. Would love to have you playing along with me at home. I would love to hear how you do. Ludo. Interesting. We'll go for it. This is our first time getting Ludo, I think. I know it looks kind of crazy. If you've never seen this item before, you'll get it in a second. But we no longer shoot tears. We just have to control this one. Now, our shot speed is so low that once that guy got a certain distance to us, we couldn't ever hit him again. So we need to increase shot speed. But yeah, we're doing okay here. We have... I say okay, we have half a heart. We're doing actually quite terribly, but if we can get either protection or okay, this is actually a great room for us because we don't care that these guys rush us down. We don't need to move, so this is perfectly fine. But okay, I say we do the big room and pop the book, just to because we have the battery charge. But yeah, so the reason there was 0-0 there was some stuff went wrong, and I died right away as his character again. And so you have a couple more lost episodes in there. Sorry. Believe me, I was 3 minutes into recording and had died twice. It wasn't worth watching. There was nothing I had said that I won't say in this. There was nothing inflammatory, nothing bad. I'm not angry. I just we died, and I was like, yeah, this character is prone to dying. And the first time I was actually like, it's okay, we'll keep recording, it's okay, we can keep going, we can make it work. And then I died in this room, not this room, but like I died in like the first room of the second run, and I was like, you know what, maybe just something else is the way to do this. We're very glad to have gotten rid of the horse part of the Headless Horseman, because this guy isn't too bad to dodge. You know, I say that we could still die, but we're okay. Speed upgrade, love to see it. You know, wish it was an HP upgrade, honestly. No, we take flight. I want to keep Book of Belial. Believe me, I do. I love that damage, but evasion is kind of key right now. As you saw earlier, it causes some troubles when we got hit. No way. But this flight will allow us to kind of hide in plain sight. We can kind of hover over things that enemies either won't be able to track us over, or you know, just basically we can eschew a lot of our pain by just kind of skirting the line when we need to. Like, check it out. See ya. Oh wait, that guy followed us. But when you stand on rocks like this, a lot of enemies don't know where to go and what to do. Now, us getting cornered like that, not ideal, but it doesn't matter because we can fly and we just kind of get out of there. So we really were justified in our decision here. Ludo is making this very hard, but I'm not very good with Ludo when I have a joystick, let alone buttons. But anyway, what I was trying to mention or what I said earlier is kind of something I want to get to, and that holds true. That yeah, in the quote unquote, you know, episodes episode that I cut there, not a great item, but it doesn't hurt to take it, I guess. I think there's, other than like turning the brightness down in the game, I don't think it actually does anything negative to us. I think the only, you know, it will occasionally blind enemies, so not too bad. But, and by the way, we might as well go to the shop. Golden keys, why wouldn't you? But no, all you missed was just me saying like, hey, I made some promises that we would that I would talk about dorm life a little bit more, totally gonna, and that we would talk about a couple stories I had for you, because I mentioned baggy, like bag of pills, and I mentioned, oh, this room's scary. Wait, no, it's not. Forgot we could do that. I mentioned, like my windows a little bit. This one might be doomed to fail again. To be honest with you, if we lose right here, I'm probably gonna just start over again. But we might not. This is an okay room. This is an alright room. I don't think we have a lot to fear. because we can just transition. Yeah, and we froze Monstro. So never mind. We'll talk for a little bit. How you doing? So yeah, basically, excuse me, don't hit me, please. If he shoots again, we're gonna run. If he shoots again, we're gonna run. Basically, okay, we're good. I mentioned that like my windows are open. I have some stories about idiots there, and I definitely do. And Temperance, very funny. Very. Anyway, we'll take it, but yeah, this is scary. Ludo's scary. If we get like Brimstone, Ludo's great. The fact that we haven't found a single HP anything is horrifying and awful, and I wish it would stop. But we'll figure it out. We got time. We're okay for now. The ability to fly is going to be our savior. But no, so I do want to talk about these things. So I want to kind of start by explaining kind of what's, again, not HP, but it's alright. You know, occasionally give us some spiders. I can't complain. But yeah, so there's been some weird kind of stuff going on. You know, give me yes, I'm safe. In that, oh, I think these guys are not aggressive anyway. I actually don't even know if they would hurt us, but yeah, there's been some weird stuff going on. So, and I had, you know, some idiots that, oh, I did just rock. Please have HP, please. I'm begging you. Oh, thank you. Okay, we feel tempted now. We got haha haha, and of course we're in a room where flight doesn't actually help you. The only way it would help is if something that spawns creep spawned, but yeah, our shot speed, we like this is like probably the like the second to only time you will ever hear me say we need more shot speed, because I did mention it the one episode where we had Dead Onion or whatever that was, the run where I know the right way to go was technically to literally the right, but there was, my brain couldn't process that. That is a weird chest. I'll tell you that. I don't take that out of context, please. I'm sorry. Yeah, this room doesn't pose a threat to us, thankfully. But anyway, yeah. So like we in dorms, as is logical, just quiet times. You know, there's times where you have to shut the hell up. Pardon my language. I don't mean to get saucy with you, but I'm a little frustrated with this. So that's why the sauce came out a little bit there. But we'll calm down, calm Joe. Be cool, be hip, be with it. You know, be present, and we're gonna go into the double key room. I will spend my last 2 keys. Give me something good. You got it. What do we got? An interesting one. Losing Ludo is good. Losing Flight is bad. But Piercing Shot 2020, pretty good, honestly. I know that may seem like an insane decision to you, and it honestly it kind of is. That was a kooky one, but I stand by it. We benefited by having, we now have the same speed as we had before. We just don't fly. We have piercing shots, which is better than Ludo for sure when you don't have enablers for Ludo. I honestly very happy about that one. As always, if you didn't make that choice, please tell me. I would love to hear what you did. You know, how your run ended up after after that room, and and how you didn't die right there. You know what? Give me a different character. We're gonna keep going. This one's gonna keep going. This is gonna be a longer one. Sorry about it, but we're just gonna. By the way, it was Judas that we were playing. Yeah, we're gonna pick. Let's do. Can't do you. Let's do Samson. Let's pick another good character here and just have some HP. Have the ability to win, hopefully, and we'll kind of keep going on. You know, I know that there was a loss right away, or not right away. It took us a while. By the way, seat. I know. I'm getting there. Don't rush. I just wanted to get a little bit ahead of you, nerd. Seed today. Again, if you're playing this run, if you died before, sorry, I led you astray. The ability to fly would have made that room possible. Honestly, if we didn't get rid of that run, we would have been fine. But it doesn't matter. Y6, V1, C9, H4. That's the seed. Play along if you didn't lose on the last run. If you didn't re-roll, because like I gotta, like, honestly, that re-roll was excellent. It's piercing shots. It was speed. The like two pretty solid options, and then like the ability to heal if you have more red hearts was fine. You know, it's not great, not bad. Can't complain. We're gonna take another half-hearted damage if we can help it. Sure, we can. We can just come in here. All right. Well, I was hoping for some spirit hearts or something, but that's okay. Sorry, we're all right. We'll see. We'll see if the room drops anything, but no, you know that the room we died in, my fault, entirely my fault for re-rolling. You know, shouldn't have done it, but Ludo was doing a lot more harm than I expected it to. Guppy's head, excuse me. Be sure if you're playing along at home to open that chest. But yeah, it worked out for the worst for us. Ended up killing us, but you know, now it just means we can go on to be a character that has much higher damage, but not damage potential, but has much higher survivability for sure. And you know, I like the play style of Samson, as long as you can get, like, you know what would be huge now that we have Blank Card unlocked? Blank Card Temperance. You were probably thinking it. You know the combo. You know the way. But like if we can get that and some Spirit Heart protection in, and you know a couple more Red Hearts, oh baby, I'm in like Flint. I believe it. And there's our Spirit Hearts, which you're right. You're right. I'm sorry that I didn't listen to you when you were screaming at your screen, your monitor, whatever you're watching through. But you're right. I should have waited. I should have waited until the floor was over to pick those up, because it means you have a better chance of guaranteeing a deal with the devil on the next floor, and it means that you don't waste any of the Spirit Hearts on this floor, like I just did, because that heart right there would have made up for that damage we just took. You're right. You were right. I'm sorry for blowing up. Sorry for doubting you. Please forgive me. But no, we made some dumb mistakes. But what I wanted to tell you, stories, right? I have so many stories to tell you, and it's way harder when you're playing a game. If I was just doing a podcast, it'd be way easier, like infinitely easier. But I don't want to do a podcast. I just don't think that that's where I'm looking to go right now. Now, I know someone who's running a podcast. They actually just started. If you haven't checked him out, I don't know if he's cool with me shouting him out. So if you're not cool with me shouting you out on my channel, sorry. Well, I'll tell you about it. I'll tell him about it, and if he isn't cool, I'll make mention of it in a future episode. How about that? But his podcast that he just started up, which I don't know why it wouldn't be, but he just started up. It's called Small Town Table Talk with Daniel and Ryan. And I'm pretty sure I know both of them. The reason I say pretty sure is because there's a chance that the Ryan he's doing it with is a Ryan I don't know, and the voice is like, so different from the Ryan I would have known, because the Ryan I would have known, I knew him when he's young, you know, but a wee babe. Not that he was like super young, but he was young enough to not have the adult voice that I'm certain he has now. Squeezy, great. There's our Spirit Hearts. The game has blessed us. Thank you. But yeah, he just started up a podcast, and you know, there's always a chance that I could appear on there. Maybe if I do, maybe he lets me, kind of feature it on my channel. maybe not. We'll see. You know, it's something where I don't even know if I haven't even talked to him about appearing on it. I know the reason I haven't isn't because I don't want to be on it. I wouldn't mind it. You know, I like talking. Obviously, I don't shut up. So so why wouldn't I like talking? But I don't have a bomb. I just tried bombing that. But I haven't asked him to be on it because when he announced that he was doing it, so many people were immediately like, "Hey, I want to be on there." And I was like, "Hey, I want to be on there, but I don't want to bother him." You know, he has so many people already asking him that I don't want to be one of the many. You know, I'll let him get through, and then he and I will talk about it. You know, I would love to have the opportunity to sit down, talk with him, and like he even commissioned a piece of art to be their image for their podcast channel on YouTube, and all other services obviously that it's on. And it's, well, actually I also know a different podcast too, so come to think of it, and I'll shout them out too. Why not? And I'll ask their permission. But scary, scary, bad damage. Yeah, knew it was gonna happen. I suck at dodging in this room because I'm bad on keyboard. Oh, I thought you died. Sorry for my oddity in this room. But you know, I haven't talked to him about it. I haven't mentioned it. I just thought of it and was like, you know what? Since we're talking about podcasts, let's talk about some podcasts I know. And again, I know that I have stories to tell you. I know I do. We'll get there. I want to talk about these things now. They've struck me, and you don't resist what has stricken you in the moment when you're trying to talk for, you know, who knows how long at this point. It could be upwards of an hour total, you know, given we already died. But you know, you don't resist that. You let that flow, and that's what I'm gonna do. So Small Town Table Talk podcast, check them out. You know, they just started out, and they're some guys I know. Give them a shot if you're into podcasts. You know, like I told him going into it that I'd give them a shot, but I warned him like, hey, podcasts aren't really my jam. I don't really do podcasts much for listening. And he was like, that's cool, man. Don't worry about it. Just as long as you give it a shot. And he was willing to give my content a shot. So I figured, you know, I'll give him a little shout out. I doubt he's watching this video. There's no way in heck. But you know, it's because he doesn't watch gaming content. Tit for tat. Totally get it. Not upset about it. We'll pick it up, but we yeah, we're not gonna use it. I was thinking about like, well, we could go dig for a secret room, but I don't want to waste your time. I just want to keep going. This is a long one already. Let's get out of here. Although, being honest, I think that's a secret room, but we ain't gonna talk about that. Don't worry about it. Just don't look at it. But yeah, no, he's a good guy. He means well in all he does, and you know, barring any future scandals that I don't know about, he's a good guy. Daniel in particular is the one that I know better, and he started his endeavor, and that's what he's doing, and I respect him for it. I give him a lot of props, you know, and I'm not in any way trying to claim that I had any influence on that, because I certainly didn't. Don't get that impression from me talking about it. Guppy precedent. Honestly, no thanks. I know. I'm turning down a Guppy item, but I don't think. Yeah, we're getting out of here. Yeah, we got an active item that was bad and a freaking passive item that doesn't do anything. So we'll move on. Yeah, that was just a bad floor for us. I don't think you take a Guppy item that in the moment is useless for you. Like, I know Guppy's collar, it's Guppy collar. It saved our life many times in the past, but we gotta move on. It's good, but we have to put it into perspective and look at it from a different point of view, where it's like, would a potential maybe saving us item, yeah, we'll just pick this up, be worth a heart container? And I think right now it's not. It just isn't. But yeah, no, I know Small Town Table Talk, they're cool dudes for the most part. You know, I again, barring any future potential controversies, I don't know. At one point he told me, Daniel specifically, told me that his goal was to go to every Denny's in America, and you know, maybe you hate Denny's, and you're like, I hate this kid, I'm not alone. And if that's the case, I'm sorry, I can't help you. You know, please don't hate him for that. And that's not even his goal anymore. So maybe, you know, super don't hate him for that, because he didn't even want to do it. Even he doesn't want that goal anymore. I think. I don't know. People change. People be crazy. People be changing. But no, I know them, and then I know there's another podcast that I know, and that one I for sure only know one member of. I know there are two people in it. I very sorry if you're listening. I forgot your name, whoever the dude is, but it's called Listen to This, and it's a music podcast actually. It's about you know, all sorts of stuff they know about music and care about music. They have experience, not, you know, not without the industry, but not necessarily within the industry either. You know, they aren't like, it's not like they're touring musicians or anything like that, but they've been to many shows, and the person I know, Danny, is a journalist, like a proper one. She worked for a local newspaper for, well, semi-local, not local for me, but local for her. for quite a while, and wrote articles, was published. She got to interview several musicians and stuff like that for that newspaper, and she does good work. And then the podcast is good stuff. Again, podcasts aren't really for me, so it's nothing personal that I don't like make it a daily, or well, not daily, I believe they're weekly, but I don't make it a habit every time an episode comes out to watch it. Not that I don't want to support her, but I'm definitely following, I'm definitely telling people about it, and I definitely want, if you guys haven't heard of it, and you have interest in podcast material, please check it out. I've shouted out Frequency before. She's a friend of the channel, Frequency with 2 Y's, and she does gaming stuff. So if you're here and you like gaming stuff, check her out. She's more so streaming. She's on Twitch more often than YouTube, but she has a very well edited video on her channel. It's kind of a channel intro kind of thing, and then she uploaded a Twitch VOD recently. So if you're into gaming content and you're looking for something else to watch, go ahead and check that out. And if you're looking for podcasts, Small Town Table Talk, and listen to this. They both have, and listen to this also has some pretty cool graphics as well. I'll give them that. Like, and you know who else has some cool graphics? Me. That's a story I haven't told recently either yet. As of the time of recording this, you will have seen this a long time ago, but as of the time of recording this, pretty recently, I was given my my channel picture. My profile picture is different now, and I love it. It's I gotta be honest with you, it's bold colors for me. If you know me in real life, you know that I am the most boring to look at person in public as possible, other than my astoundingly goofy face and the fact that I'm 6 foot tall and wear glasses that also point me out from a crowd, and currently have the longest hair I've ever had in my life and a big beard, and it's also the biggest beard I've ever had in my life, and I also happen to have a weird gait because of my leg sizes, and I also happen to currently wear hats everywhere I go, which is not very common. I also happen to walk, and I have a chronic case of RBF, and apparently I walk angry, I've been told, and I stink, and I'm at this point I'm just pulling from a hat to find any other things that might identify me out of a crowd. I don't actually know if most of these things are remotely true. I do have different sized legs though, due to the issue with a genetic issue actually. But that's not really like where I'm going with this. I'm just trying to say, like, if you know me in real life, you know that I wear very muted colors. I don't wear anything that is bright or flashy. I try, if I can help it, like I try to wear just black. It's not like I'm trying to like, not like emo or goth specifically. Excuse me. Emo is typically more of the pinks, greens, and blues and purples. There's that scene. I don't know, man. I'm sorry if you are any of those things. I don't know. I don't know what you like, and I don't judge you for liking it. I just don't know. But no, I mean, I just wear like grays and black. So like my clothes, if they're like shirts, if I can help it, I'll wear something that's like a dark gray or a deep blue, as to not stand out too much. And for my hats, being fair, I do currently have a sports hat. A hat related to sporting, for local sports teams. Not that I really support local sports teams. Actually, we're gonna chariot this. I actually don't care about sports all that much. Oh, baby, that's a full heal and a speed upgrade. Love to see it. Not that I really care about sports that much. It's just when my hair got too long, it was bothering me, because my hair was chronically getting in my eyes for the first time. Kind of ever. It was at that point it was the longest it had ever been, and again, it's only got longer since then. But not much longer, because tomorrow in real life I'm getting a haircut. But again, by the time you hear this, I will have done this and probably have shaved my beard too, so I will legitimately look like a different person. But no, I when it started to bother me, I was like, hey Ma, do we have any old hats laying around that people just haven't been wearing for a while? And my mom, she for some reason collects hats. So when we were kids, this is gonna be a weird episode, isn't it? Talking about hats. But when we were kids, so my dad, right, he always wore hats. it was just what he did, and it was not necessarily because he was balding. He was though, but it wasn't. That's not why he wore hats. He wore hats because he liked hats. He always had, and it was part of an aesthetic he was going for. If you want to know what my dad looked like, look up Stone Cold Steve Austin, circa 1998. I think is probably about right. And that fly does not go with him. Excuse me. I'm kind of upset about that damage. I'm not gonna lie to you. Sure. Yeah, why not? But yeah, it just basically Stone Cold Steve Austin is like, that's what my dad aspired to look like and be. Just, you know, the stomp a mud hole in your butt and walk it dry. That was my dad, and he had the goatee. He wore the you know, baseball caps forward, straight, and proper. He was balding. That's not really necessarily part of why. He just happened to also be balding. He had the glorious widow's peak, and if you're wondering, yes, I inherited it. I'm a lucky man, I know. But I don't know. I'm hopeful that I won't go bald, but it might happen. I'm not. It is what it is. You know, it's not like being bald is a death sentence. Being alive is, but you know, being bald is, it's fine. It's not like your life isn't over. You just have less hair. You look different. Oh no. But Fallen. Sure. Fallen Magician. Why not? Who cares? But yeah, no, he was going for Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's what my dad wanted to look like, and he honestly kind of pulled it off. He wasn't as strong as Stone Cold, but not that he was a weak man. He's pretty strong for his size. My dad was, I almost called him a little short guy, a little derogatory. he wasn't a very tall man. It's not like he was slight, but he was a little bit below average. He was like 5'8"-ish. Breath of Life. I don't know how this item works. It's something about like you hold the space bar until right then. I don't know. I don't know how that item works. I just don't. Do we want to keep Angel Precedence like really going? I think why not? It's kind of It's kind of the answer here. I think you just excuse me. You're the hard angel. Come into the fire. Jump in the fire. As Metallica said, so come on, jump in the fire. But bad, don't stand there. Hey Virgo, that's right. Hello, thank you. Giving us the Polaroid invincibility effect, or well, also the book the Book of Shadows. But who cares? I call it Polaroid, and I'm right because I'm me. But no, that's what my dad wanted to look like. But he always wore baseball caps, and because of that, when you know my brother and I were coming up, and my mom to an extent too, she would wear baseball caps too. But my brother and I, when we were coming up, you know, we wanted to emulate that look. You know, it's the way my dad looked, and that's the way we knew people looked. So we just started looking like that, and we would wear caps and stuff. But we never, like, at a certain point, we kind of grew out of that phase. I definitely, before my long hair, could not make a baseball cap work. Let me tell you, I looked goofy as all heck. I mean, I always do. But like, particularly when I was trying to wear baseball caps, at a certain point it didn't work. But being honest with you, when I was younger, I also would only cut my hair in buzz cuts, like just straight, you know, all my hair 1/2 inch in length buzz cuts. And you know, given that I have a widow's peak and was kind of chunky and all this other stuff, I look like a vampire angry golf ball. is the best way I can describe the way I looked. And if you try and put a baseball cap on top of that, it don't work. Yeah, sure. That's exactly what I was hoping for from the blood bank earlier, but it's okay. I'm sorry to tell you, we are replacing Guppy's head with this. It's too good. Now, wait a minute. What? Is this the run? Don't mean to be stupid. Is this the run where I said no to a Guppy item in the first Deal with the Devil, despite already holding a Guppy item? Okay. Hear me out. I think that is this run. Please make fun of me in the comments for that one. That's a dumb play. There's no defending that. There's no... Okay, we're at the cap. There's no two ways about it. That was stupid, and you are very right if you're angry at me for that. You just are, and please let me know about it. I want to be humiliated on this one, not for any weird reason. Don't assume that gross stuff is happening because of it. I just mean, like, I'm a fool and I deserve to be told. You know, I've earned it. And sometimes when you make your bed, you gotta lay in it. So please, just, you can have this one. This is my one free pass I will ever, not ever, but this is the one free pass right now that I'm giving you to just lay into me. Hey, this can spawn that one familiar. I remember. Don't remember his name, but can. But yeah, just anyway. I'm an idiot for not remembering that I was literally holding and actively using a guppy item. Man, if there's one thing that should never surprise you, it's my ability to be stupid. I just, like, it's always in the game. There's always a chance that I will just surprise everyone and anyone and everyone, not everyone and everyone. There I go again with my sheer stupidity. But anyway, my dad was Stone Cold Steve Austin or whatever. He was pretty strong for who he was. He was a mechanic, you know, and he just was ripped as all could be, tough as nails kind of guy, and he, not ripped as all could be, but he was very, like, for his height, quite stocky. You know, he looked like he could rip you in half like a freaking phone book if he really wanted to. And I don't assume he did. He was a pretty nice guy. He could be mean sometimes, but he was, you know, nice as he could be, I suppose. But anyway, hey, we did it. All right, well, and we broke the donation machine, but that's pretty good. But no, he was just a good guy. You know, miss him dearly. But so we had all these hats, right? Because my brother and I and my dad all wore hats, and my mom decided to just keep them. She hung on to them, was like, you know what, I'll hang on to these, and maybe one day we'll have a use for them. And my mom ended up being the one who would use them. You know, she started wearing hats like everywhere, and it just kind of worked out that my mom now wears baseball caps. She ended up like going on to buy her own and stuff. But by the way, I know I didn't mention it, but sick play, am I right? Finally playing the game correctly. I hate this. Have I mentioned I hate this? What? Excuse me? I thought I had to press that button. I didn't realize that the doors were just open. I thought, man, the great debate, dude. I genuinely thought that the doors locked behind me and that I had to just press that button. I didn't expect it to do a bad thing. If I expected it to do anything at all, I wouldn't have done anything. I just had to open the doors. Anyway, but yeah, so it worked out that my mom used it. But anyway, I was like, hey Ma, I know you have a bunch of hats laying around. Could I perchance peruse your selection and just steal one? She's like, yeah, go for it. And the only one that like was in colors that I was like, yeah, I'm willing to wear this, or that didn't have an embarrassing logo on it, like alcohol brand. Please know that if you wear any merchandise that looks like what I'm saying and you're in this picture and you don't like it, I'm sorry. I don't mean to like call you out, but it was like, alcohol brand, car vehicle brand that someone will certainly be mad about you for wearing, and someone else will be like, hey dude, yeah. And I couldn't care less to have that conversation. Not that I don't care about cars, I actually like quite enjoy talking about cars, but not with people who are opinionated about cars. If you were like all stuffy about cars, you're like, well, actually this brand is the best brand and here's why. Like, man, I don't care. I don't want to have that conversation. You know, it's like video games. I like talking about video games, I like playing video games, but if someone's like, this game is the best game and I know it, I gotta be honest with you, I don't want to have that conversation. Just don't. If you're willing to be like, you know, I really do love this game and I think it's my favorite game, you know, that conversation I would love to have. I love hearing people who are excited and who talk about games for the joy they bring. I don't love hearing people say this game is the best period and it's because I say so, and I'm gonna talk down to you the whole time. Like, man, I don't care. I don't want to have that talk. That's between you, yourself, and anyone who cares that isn't me. Because I don't care. Don't care even a little bit what you have to say in that field. Just don't. You know, we're doing that because I know that we took damage, but it gives us the overshield, because we took red heart damage, and that's like honestly the biggest brain play I've ever made, because it means that our spirit hearts don't take damage, and that we had a long period of invincibility. Let's be a little bit more ballsy. Genuinely a great play. I know that I'm kind of like talking myself up to you. Sure, we'll just why not. But like, dude, if that was big brain, and I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself for playing like that. And we're gonna play a little bit. We're not gonna play the last time. I know it would set us to our damage cap, but we're gonna save that for when we think we're gonna take damage, and we're gonna try and, you know, we're gonna try and game the system a little bit and get that invincibility. So we'll take the half-hearted damage, like we knew we were already going to, right? You know, if some damage is incoming, and then we can. The game aspect of it is that we can then use the overshield that we're given to really play it. No way. You have to offer more than that. Oh, like this room, immediately we're gonna bomb down these hearts. Please let me hit it. Ooh, and we got the heal. So let me see it. I hate that room. I was stupid for standing on top of it. That's entirely my fault. But any room with those freaking mini masks of infamy, hate it. Hate them. Don't want to deal with it. But anyway, so yeah, I was like, hey ma, you got some hats? Give me a hat. And so it had bad damage. So she had like, ooh, you can have camouflage. You can have alcohol brand. Here's you know, political statement that you don't ever want to wear in public. Regardless of whatever you think political statement was said on a hat, doesn't matter. I would not. All right, we're in trouble now. We're in big. We say in big doo-doo this time. So, ooh, thank you for the heal. Ah! I hate freaking mass and the variable freaking speed and the gosh dang freaking. Ooh, I'm sauced up now. Notably less sauced up now that we have plenty of HP, but little sauced up. Hate this. Just, excuse me, I took red heart damage. Why did you not? Alright, well, I guess you have to be at a certain threshold for Virgo to work. I don't know. I thought I understood Virgo. Now I don't. I don't want to stay in here, but that reason right there is why I wanted to stay in here. So, like, if he rushes, the spikes will actually probably kill him. But anyway, so regardless of whatever political statement you think was on those hats, it does not matter. It doesn't matter what you think I align with or don't align with. I wouldn't have worn it because I don't want to wear any political statements, whether or not I agree with them in public. Period. I do not wish to have that conversation with anyone. Headless Baby actually just made us take damage right there because I didn't realize that there was an enemy spawning creep. I thought only our creep was in this room. So that's good evidence as to why you just shouldn't take Headless Baby if you don't like using creep, and I don't. So Headless Baby might be an item that we just stop taking. Full stop. I hate creep. I don't use it, and like I know that it sucks to pass up any item just cuz, but like I don't like it. It's going to make me take damage. Pisces. Sure. Tears up. That's what I care about. Knockback, don't really care about that much. Don't have any buffs. Right. Yeah, there was no not taking damage in that instance. What are you? Lemon Party. Alright. But I just don't want to do that. So like I was looking through the stuff and I ended up finding a sports ball hat that I was like, alright, I can wear this because it's like it's not enough of a statement to really matter if it's, you know, if it's state athletics for the state I happen to live in. I don't think anyone would be mad at me for wearing it. Like, sure, I might have the occasional someone who's like, I'm from out of state and I prefer X state, and I'll be like, cool. Don't really like actually care. Not that anyone would like the sports. I do enjoy watching sports actually. I don't mind them whatsoever. It's just I don't want strangers in public to have these conversations with me. It's really what it comes down to. I gotta be 100% honest with you. It's not anything against you. It's not anything against like what you like. It's just I don't want to talk about it in public if I don't know you, because there are too many people who are like, overly talkative and combative is really the problem. I enjoy people who are friendly about things. If someone's like, hey man, I like your hat, I'll be like, yeah, hey, thanks. You know, I appreciate that. Not that I care that much about sports ball or whatever, and you know, not that I care that much about whatever, yeah, whatever I'm wearing, I don't feel strongly enough to have an argument about. And again, I'm trying to proc Virgo, and there it goes. So I don't get Virgo, man. But I just be here. That upward shot right there, by the way, just saved us some. Ooh, baby, just saved us some damage, and that right there was some real Game and Dodge. You know, Nintendo Game and Dodge, the first handheld. Anyway, that was good. That's all I'll say about that. We've had some good moments, little bright spots for us here. Nun's Habit does literally nothing for this item. I want that, but I want Black Candle. That's just the way it is. And we're gonna take this. Why not take this? Empress, you love it. All right, I think that's the best play because we want the HP. Excuse me, protection. All right, well. We want the HP protection. I don't even. We'll just take these because the magnet doesn't matter. We're gonna pop Empress right away. We want the HP right now, right? Because on future floors, the HP will mean that we can play the blood bank, hopefully find more red hearts, which we probably won't because we don't have any trinkets or anything that find them. But we can kind of lean into our ability to take damage, deal, and have power, because our base damage right now is not very good. I actually don't even know if we've had any damage upgrades that... no, we had to have. We had to have, because I think... How did we get double hit right there? And the fact that we lost a lot of HP right there. I'm sure it was obvious to you. I'm certain it was, but whatever happened was bad. We didn't. So yeah, we're at base damage. I mean, I would say play twice, and then try and find some red hearts, I guess, and and then try and heal the full so that next floor we can play thrice, and then kind of leave it at that. This got tough. But anyway, what I was trying to say was, I found a hat, and I've been wearing a hat. That's where I've been trying to go with this, really. But I try not to stand out in a crowd, and I don't like interacting with people who I don't know and who are confrontational and irritating. I know I sound like a massive curmudgeon and shut-in and whatever else you want to call me, but like, man, I don't have time for strangers to yell at me anymore. After working in customer service for how many years? How many years was it? It was combined experience. This is not how many years like I worked at, like it's not like end to end. There was about a year where I worked 2 jobs, but I'm gonna count it as individual years. Combined experience I had. You love vampire right there. Get out of here. Well, let me think. I won't count the first job because it was only a couple weekends out of the year. So sure, we'll leave the first job out of the picture. So that means we worked a year, and then 2 years. So 4 years. I have 4 years customer service experience. I don't have time to be yelled at by strangers anymore. I just don't. I've dealt with it enough in my waking life to where this is a loss, by the way. 100%. We've lost. I'm not trying to lose, but like this is it. This is the end. That movie about the end of the world where everyone called each other by their real names, and it's like kind of funny sometimes, but really kind of not at a lot of points. There's some funny ideas in that movie. I will grant you there are some very funny ideas in that movie. But anyway, in my 4 years, and it's only 4. I know people who have worked much longer in customer service. In my only 4 years, I have been screamed at too many times to count, and I try to be a really good dude. I do. I really do. I work actually. I actively work at being a good person, and I know that that's gonna sound silly if you don't. think about it that way. If you're like, oh, I just am a good person who has to work at being a good person, but like, it's not that. It's not that I have to. It's not that I'm like suppressing any grand thing. It's not like I'm like oh I just want to be bad. That's not the case. Did I see a tinted rock? No. It's not. It ain't like that. It's just that. All right. Well, this floor is also just super trying to kill us, and it's probably gonna win. I just gotta love with you. This floor, I would not be surprised if the boss fight on this floor was the friggin' matriarch after all this. But no, in my 4 years, I've been screamed at, and like I work hard to like not be a bad person, to be as good of a person as I can. And by the way, this creep situation, we're taking damage on it. All right. Only because they died. We were going to take damage on it because I can't tell whose creep is whose at this point. So I was like, I'm going to try and avoid whatever I can, but no, you know, I mindfully try to be a good guy. You know, it's something that like, it's genuinely like, it's an interesting exercise to like kind of look at what you do in your daily life and like kind of self-evaluate what you're doing, how you're doing it. Kind of look at it and be like, how could I have been better in this situation? And that's something I like actively try and do. I genuinely am like, hey, what have I done, you know, today, yesterday, tomorrow? Am I going to do tomorrow? And I look at it and I try to just find better paths. You know, like it's like, you know how the old joke goes, like, oh, I thought of the perfect argument in the shower after after it happened. But like, I'm like that with like any interaction. I'll genuinely spend time thinking about wish us luck. Thinking about like what happened in that interaction, how I could have, been better for it, how in talking to people I could have been kinder, how I can listen better, how I can try to, be there more for people. Who deserves to have me there for them, who genuinely doesn't. That's why I've, cut some problematic people out of my life. And it's, by the way, if I haven't talked to you in a while, don't assume that you're one of the people I cut out. I assure you that I'm just I'm bad at trying to stay connected, and that I am trying. You gotta believe me when I say I am, but I'm bad at it. Didn't deserve to survive there, somehow managed to. Alright, well, bad items be darned, I guess. But we're just not taking any of those because they're not good, is the problem. We can't even freaking play the blood bank or the IV bag on this floor because we don't have HP protection. Now that's tempting. We bomb, and I think you just take it because I think you don't play it because you don't have any soul heart protection here, and you can't like reliably regain it. Like the vampirism is great, but it's an if, it's a maybe. It's not a we for sure will. Like if we had leech, I would happily play into our IV bag, because leech I'd be confident like, yeah, for sure we'll be getting some HP back. But with vampirism, like, yeah, we will get HP back, but when is kind of the problem, because we don't know when. God, we do no damage right now. The fact that we can't even kill a mom's hand. Oh, there's two of them. Saw that at the last second. Is rough. But anyway, what was that? Oh yeah, just mindfully trying to be a better guy, be a good guy, And I think that if you haven't in a while, just take a moment, consider how you've been acting recently, consider what you've said, who you've said it to. And that's a tinted rock, please. Excuse me. Pardon me. All right. Well, you're not what I wanted to see. That's why. Why waste my time? What an awful tinted rock. But no, genuinely take some time. Think about what you've been saying, how you've been saying it, and think about how you could improve, if at all. I'm not saying that you have to. I'm not saying that you don't, that you're a bad person, that you anything. I'm not trying to speak negatively to you. I'm just saying, like, as a what's the word I'm looking for? I'm looking for thought exercise, but there's a I was looking for how to say that in German. Is what I was actually looking to do. Is like the thing, because there's, I believe, it's a German scientist who like really popularized the idea of thought experiments and goofing with them. Um, Either way, it doesn't matter. It's not important. But as a thought exercise, just kind of look at it and see if you think you have some room to improve. Because like you're at the end of the day the only person who can. By the way, this knockback's been coming in real handy for us. But at the end of the day, you're the only person who can really affect how you act. No one on the outside can force you to change. You just have to change. Well, no one should have that ability, at least. But yeah, just kind of think about it. Think about what you've been doing. But like on that note, like I do think about these things, and I'm just freaking sick and tired of being rewarded for my efforts in public by people screaming at me for me, telling them like, hey man, I'm sorry to inform you, but like this is just kind of the way this goes. I like it's not my fault. I didn't have a choice in the matter. It's not like it's not like I chose this path. It's just this is the path that we happen to be on, and I have someone who's just like, how dare you tell me these things? It's just the way it goes. We're dead, by the way, super dead. The reason I say that is because if we survive, I look like an absolute legend, and if we die, I look like a genius. So we're gonna spend some bombs, because I'm notoriously bad at dodging in this fight. Hey, look, it's the little whatever familiar that I don't remember the name of. Little Steven? I don't know. One more hit and we're dead, though, so... bombs? I missed on my last bomb. Alright. Wide Tears helping out a lot more than you'd think. We survived. Would have been ironic if we got hit by that last shot there. Prayer card is HP. And... for no other reason, I think you just take it. Like, sure, the little buddy is extra damage, but... I mean, we're never gonna play that again, right? Yeah, no way. Again, super dead. I don't know how else to tell you this. But no, I'm just sick and tired of being screamed at for it, and, like, no matter how much you do right in the world, some people just can't be pleased. And that's just what I've dealt with in working, so that's why I try to appear... Yeah, you can't get to this floor and have base damage and expect to win. I can't, at least. Other people maybe, but like, no way. Ain't no way that I can do that. Not even with this character. Like, if sure, okay, fine. If I had like a reusable or refillable HP and I could angle that somehow, maybe, but no way. Yeah. Wait. Excuse me? Yeah, they're seeing that, right? I know you can't see my. Like, I don't have a mouse on screen, but you mind casting your eyes up into the upper left corner? I don't know about you, but that certainly is a half red heart container, no? So we should be alive, and we aren't. I don't know what happened. I'm not really going to argue it. I don't, as I'm sure you picked up by the rest of this conversation, I don't feel like arguing it. But, no, yeah, I just, I try to not stand out in the crowd. I don't remember why we got onto that topic. I spent so long trying to get through that I never even talked about a lot of the stuff I meant to talk about. So even though it's a little bit late for me, it's a lot later than I used to record, because if you heard in the earlier recordings, I used to record at like 2 p.m. It's 9:41 p.m. right now. Normally, at the time of my previous recordings, I was asleep for like 3 hours by this point or more. So we're going to record one more just because I have some thoughts I need to get out there I don't want to forget about. I know the stories aren't going anywhere, but I just while I'm on the topic, I want to talk about it. And we'll do one more after this, at least in the session. But thank you for sticking with me on this one. I know this one was a long one at 53 freaking minutes with us never getting another damage upgrade. I don't know what to tell you. This one was rough. It was hard, and we got stuck, and it is what it is. I made it as far as I could. I'm doing my best. I'm trying. I really am. But the game's better than me right now. So yeah, if you did like the video, please, if you stuck around this long, please leave a like. I would really appreciate it. Comment down below if you did either of the runs we did today. I know that it was kind of a mess, and I know that we probably could have been guppy and could have won. If you did, good for you. Tell me about it. Tell me how bad I did. I want to know. um, but yeah, no, thank you for sticking around. Subscribe if you haven't already. Keep up with future videos. You can find me on Twitter at most folks and find our show there. And you know, if you have any questions about this, check the description box down below. I always tell you this whole spiel, give you a little overview of the episode, and tell you to have a lovely day, because I hope you do. And you know, I hope that you have a lovelier day than us dying with HP still. And I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one. Bye bye.